Hey everybody, I'm Geno Reynolds from The Real Opinion. I saw Mia and Earl and the Dying Girl about a week ago and have been mulling over what to say about it ever since. I have found it difficult to talk about why I liked a movie that was a continuous gut punch. The plot goes from hilarious to sad, and some of the characters just rub you the wrong way. Here in a bit, I'll try to explain why I think I liked it so much. Greg is a high schooler who spends his time making parody films with his quote-unquote coworker Earl, and also does his best to stay just visible enough to get through high school without having to get close to anybody. When his overbearing mother forces him to befriend his classmate Rachel, who has just been diagnosed with leukemia, things begin to change for Greg, much to his discomfort. I think there are a lot of things that make this an unorthodox but great movie. Here are just a few of the things I really liked. First are the characters. At times, our main character Greg is a bit unlikable because he can come off as selfish. That being said, we can understand why he is so guarded about a lot of things and can identify with him. One example of this is that he can't call Earl his friend because he won't allow himself to, even though they are what would be considered best friends. He has a lot to learn about himself and life in this story, and we get to go along for the ride. On a side note, Greg narrates the story, and at times I got the feeling that he was not only guarding himself from the movie's characters, but from me, the viewer, as well. The character of Rachel, played by Olivia Cooke, was my favorite part of the movie, even though it was the biggest downer of it. We follow her journey of fighting leukemia from start to finish. We see the optimistic days to the days where she wants to give up. Cook does a phenomenal job at making you like her, so that when the bad stuff begins to happen, you are heartbroken, but also her cheerleader. Earl, played by R.J. Cyler, becomes the de facto middleman between Greg and Rachel. He may seem like a minor character at first, but he becomes very important to moving the story along. A lot of the supporting characters are great as well, from John Bernthal as the not-so-typical teacher to Nick Offerman as the unorthodox hippie-ish father to Greg. An interesting aspect of the film is that there isn't a forced love story between our main characters. A lot of movies would have made this happen, but this movie kinda makes fun of the idea. I don't really want to spoil any of it, but there is some pretty decent humor near the beginning of the film, including a cameo from a certain Claude X-Man. In character, sorta, and I'm not kidding. Oh, and I won't even get started on the parody films that Greg and Earl make. Funny stuff in an awkward kind of way. I only had some minor issues with the film. Some of the minor characters could have been fleshed out a little better to make them feel a little bit more three-dimensional. The character of Madison, who is that one girl that our awkward Greg likes, is given a lot of time in the story. Though this plot works really well, I would have liked a more concrete finish to it. This movie deals a little humor, a lot of hurt, and some great characters. Though it may be hard to watch at times, this is still a journey worth taking. But remember, it's only just one guy's opinion. I'm Geno Reynolds from The Real Opinion. Until next time.